There's huge impediments to changing, but really we have no choice. Like, what the situation right now is unsustainable. You know, we're using too much water to grow our food. We're draining our groundwater aquifers faster than they can replenish. We are using chemicals to grow our food that are polluting our aquifers, that are polluting our oceans. We are using all sorts of toxic pesticides to grow the food. We are destroying biodiversity. We're doing all sorts of bad things, using too many fossil fuels. So we have to figure out a better way. We don't know what that better way is, though. We don't know what that way is to move forward because we haven't put the money towards research. All the money of government and the private sector has been focused on strengthening and building this industrial food system and creating efficiencies. And now we have to devote all our resources to figuring out, well, what's a sustainable way to move forward? And the stories that I tell in the book, they are examples of what people are doing at the grassroots that are working. Because government and industry hasn't moved into that direction yet, we have to look to civil society and to the grassroots that are really making the real changes and having profound impacts on their local economies and on people's lives, and making real changes that can work, that are proven to work. And I've tracked this, that how government is responding. They see, hey, that's a great example. That's really working really well. Let's turn that into policy. We're seeing civil society leading the way, and it's up to the rest of us to follow. Some people would say that the big food industry is a dinosaur, and we will soon witness its extinction. Other people believe that industry can change and adapt as we move forward. I mean, I think we know that something has to change because the status quo is not working now, and we really need to all devote our resources to figuring out which is the better way to move forward. What would be the best way to make sure that we are healthy and reducing our environmental footprint would be to move away from processed foods, would be to move away from food products, and to have a focus on, then this is part of the whole new food culture. We have to cook again. We can't be relying on boxed food and frozen food and canned food and all these food products. Instead, we have to learn to cook again. It would be better for all our health if we weren't eating high sugar, high salt, high fat packages of food products rather than real home cooked meals. Innovation doesn't actually have to be about capital investments. Innovation can be really good ideas that are working on the ground, and in fact, we can all learn from these social movements that are finding really intriguing and interesting ways of doing things that they don't have money, so they can't use money, and they just have great ideas, and that also is considered to be innovation. And for example, in China, this farm that the first CSA, community-supported agriculture, which is an idea that was brought over to China by a woman who had gone to the United States. And she said suddenly all these businessmen were coming to her farm to visit and learn how to start a business based on this idea. So these ideas can translate into other frameworks and other ways. As they say in the local food movement, you have 3 opportunities a day to make change. Well, it's actually true. We have 3 times a day at least. We have the chance to make a choice that could have a positive impact on the world. And so through food, you can change the world, and you can, as they say, vote with your fork, or vote with you can shape the way food is delivered to you or is sold to you, or food products. That is one thing. Also, I would say that change is within your control, because you can make small decisions, like the decision to eat less meat, the decision to cook your own food from scratch, the decision to reduce your food waste at home. These things, these small things. I've looked at the data. It actually does make a difference, and so change is possible even at the individual level when it comes to food, even if it feels like the status quo is here to stay, that things are never going to change. In fact, as a journalist, I've been watching things change so quickly, and believe that they will continue to do so.